Dear Dr. Massimo, thank you for having me in your class. I feel like throughout the semester, I really learned a lot, not just about communication, but how to create and record videos of myself and kind of post it online. Um, but most recently, from chapter 11, I learned about different expressive styles, them being non-assertive, assertive, and aggressive, and styles of expressing yourself. And non-assertive being if you were to ask someone to do a really big favor, they would and they say no, you would kind of accept it. Aggressive being if you did the same thing and they say no, um, you would kind of be frustrated and angry and maybe even bully them into or attempt to bully them into to get them to say yes. And assertive is them trying and doing the same thing, except when they say no, you kind of you say that you understand and you tell them the reasons why you really need their help to get this thing done, and that way you try to convince them and kind of come to a healthy, um, you know, try to get what you want and express yourself the way that is true to you and to yourself without harming or hurting anybody else. And so I'm definitely more of a non-assertive person, and these days I am where when I'm at work I am definitely trying to be more of that assertive person when I'm interacting with others. And just by knowing um, my weaknesses, I can start to work towards becoming the best person of myself and being more kind of that assertive person. In chapter 12, I learned about media portrayals of friendships and romance. As an avid consumer of TV, television, and media, I I do see a lot of different portrayals of um, relationships and friendships and romances. Although we and I am guilty of this, we all like to think that they are true. Um, in chapter 12, we find out that they are often inaccurate and portray more of stereotypes instead. And this is definitely something that we, not just myself, but we all should be aware about. Um, and that is what I am also trying as I navigate through my relationships. I am trying to keep in mind that what I often um, see is not what often happens in real life, and that way I can um, healthily consume um, my favorite television without damaging my real life relationships and um, realistic impersonal relationships. And last but not least, in chapter 13, I learned about the idea of not only just how we can maintain our uh, relationships and provide maintenance with them, but just the concept of it. Previously, I was a person who thought that relationships were something that you just that just comes to be, and whatever happens happens. But this chapter in particular has opened my eyes to the fact that relationships are something that it is in your control, and it's something that you definitely can work on, and you have to keep working on it in order to make it better. And so this uh, how I'm trying to apply them to my interpersonal relationships is I'm trying to um, be more of of changed my mindset in the fact that um, relationships are meant to be taken care of, and it's always in my power, and I always have the choice and the the, um, the ability to improve them or or not. It's totally up to me, and so that's what I'm. That's and it has that's the type of mindset that I'm trying to change, and I definitely do feel like I'm doing it. So, and that kind of comes back to answering number two, which is before I took this course, um, uh, I looked at relationships as something that you really don't. Um, it just kind of happens, um, and I wasn't aware that, um, like many other things in our lives, that it's totally up to us. It's our choice to to how to show how the where the relationship is going. We can be friends or we can not be friends. We can be friends, enemies, um, or even just acquaintances. It's totally up to us and how we choose to build our relationships. And um, um, our ability to do this totally depends on how we go about communicating with one another, whether it's verbally, non verbally, um, whether we use empathy or whether we are assertive or non assertive. All those things ultimately are relevant and useful to us wherever we go, and wherever we eventually end up. And so, one tip I would give to a future student taking this class is definitely just like, I feel like this is just a general college tip, but don't fall behind, don't procrastinate, and carefully make sure to read the instructions, which is something I am guilty of not doing. And any last thoughts? Um, Overall, I thought this course was fantastic. I love the way that it was designed. Again, it's designed so that everything is explicitly listed, stated, and explained. Um, unless you're me, it's very hard to um, uh, fall behind and not do a good job in this course, because simply all you have to really do is just carefully read the instructions and keep up with your work. And so in particular, I really enjoyed the empathy assignment and the I am therefore assignment. Um, that got me. It really made me think about a lot of things and change my way of approaching certain activities. Um, and I also just want to say your TA Justin is also wonderful as well. Um, he's doing a really great job, I feel, and yeah. Overall, I enjoyed my time here with your course. Thank you for having me, and I feel like I learned a lot. Definitely improved my communication skills in some ways, but yeah. Thank you, um, and thank you, Dr. Massimo. Sincerely, Quan.